Ladies and gentlemen, I don't think I need to tell this audience why startups are so important. We all know they make a key contribution to our economy and to our future. They account for 14% of new jobs in the Netherlands, and they are worth much more when we look at deliverables that are difficult to quantify, like innovations and the contribution startups make to developing talent and keeping existing companies focused. I don't need to tell you why corporates are so important for our economy too. They've already proved their worth starting out as innovative young ventures and growing into major enterprises, often multinationals. These multinationals generate 40% of our jobs and account for 2/3 of our private sector turnover. And I don't need to tell you either why cooperation between startups and corporates is so important for our economy and our future. You are already here at this summit and you've already seen that the two kinds of businesses not only compete but also complement each other. The versatility, the flexibility and the innovative drive of startups and the resources, the experience, the networks, the data and the distribution channels of corporates, bringing the best of both worlds together. They can gain more by working together than acting alone. But the big question, of course, for them and for us is how to get there. Let me start by saying that we are on the right track here in the Netherlands. The startup ecosystem in the Netherlands is growing fast. Only Berlin's and London's grew faster in 2015. And the Dutch private sector leads the European field when it comes to fast-growing companies. In a single country, our country, we combine the best of what hubs like Silicon Valley and Tech City has to offer. The hubs in our ecosystem are no more than 1.5 hours apart. And we are the gateway to Europe. The leading multinationals based here provide access to the rest of the continent. They know it all over the world. Nelly and I were recently in Tel Aviv to see how they are facing up to this challenge. And in some ways, they're further than we are. But when it comes to product market fit, we have plenty to offer. Because not only do we have many corporates, but they're also available for and committed to being part of the startup ecosystem. For instance, corporates have their own incubator programs, offering startups financing, networks, publicity and business coaching. And other corporates take part in external programs like ABN in the e-commerce startup bootcamp. The startups benefit from nearly 130 years experience of Ahold in retailing. And in exchange, Ahold is alerted to new trends and innovations. There's also energy company Eneco, which works with startup QB to develop Torn, the smart thermostat. Now Eneco has become the majority shareholder in QB so that it can launch a successful concept abroad. And this summer, ABN AMRO Bank and the startup Orgy, fantastic name, opened TSO Munt Square. Vacant offices that startups can rent and where they can benefit from the bank's advice and expertise. It's important to share excellent initiatives like these to inspire other startups and give them new ideas. That's why the Ministry of Economic Affairs, together with Startup Delta and the Innovation Hubs, have organized this event. This ties in with the unique corporate launchpad we set up with our partners. It facilitates and accelerates cooperation between corporates and startups. And by organizing meetings like this summit today, but also by coordinating initiatives and by pooling information on parties that want to cooperate on startupdelta.org. And by promoting these partnerships abroad, for example, through executive startup bootcamps like the two we organized in Silicon Valley. Nelly was there, of course. Ladies and gentlemen, everything I've said about corporates also applies to governments. We too should